So, you want to learn faster, right? And I mean more effectively than pretty much anyone you know. Well, you're in the right place. Because learning, it isn't just something you do, it's a skill. And honestly, it's the one skill that can help you crush it at literally anything you put your mind to. Let's dive in.
But first, let me ask you something. Think back to school for a second. Your teachers taught you about history, science, math, all that stuff. They taught you what to learn. But did anyone ever actually sit you down and teach you how to learn? Like the mechanics of it? Yeah, for most of us, the answer is a big fat no. And that's the real problem, isn't it? We were handed all this information, but never the instruction manual. We're all missing the cheat codes for just absorbing information quickly and making it stick. Well, in this explainer, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna give you the secret formula.
Okay, the first principle in our formula is absolutely essential. It's all about efficiency, and it's called the 80-20 rule. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Now, this is also known as the Pareto Principle. The core idea is incredibly simple but so powerful. The huge majority of your results, we're talking like 80% of them, are going to come from a tiny fraction, just 20% of your actual effort.
This chart right here shows it perfectly. Just look at that. That tiny little slice of effort is producing that massive chunk of results. So you see, the key isn't to just work harder and grind it out, it's to find that critical 20% and pour all your energy right there.
So how does this actually look in the real world? Okay, let's imagine you're learning a new language. You could spend years on the ineffective stuff, right? Trying to memorize every single complex grammar rule. Or you could apply that effective focus. Just master the 1,000 most common words and bam, you'll understand the vast majority of any everyday conversation. Now that's working smarter.
All right, let's move on to our next principle, and this one might shock you. In fact, it's probably the most counterintuitive cheat code there is for rapid growth.
Yep, you read that right. Your goal is to fail. And you're probably thinking, wait, what? I'm here to learn, not to fail. But here's the crazy truth. The only time you truly deeply learn is right after you fail. Getting things right on the first try, it feels good, but it doesn't really teach you anything.
See, failure isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of this learning cycle. First, you have the experience. You missed the basketball shot. Then, you reflect. You take a second and think, okay, what went wrong there? Then, you inform yourself. You gather new info, maybe watch a quick video on proper form. And finally, you improve. You apply that new knowledge and try again. That's the loop.
Now we've got a specific technique you can use to put this fail fast idea into practice, especially when you're studying. It is a total game changer, a cheat code called active recall.
Okay, so here's how it works, and it's super simple. First, you study something. Then, you close the book. Seriously, shut it. Next, you try to explain or teach everything you just learned out loud. You're gonna get stuck. That's inevitable. And that moment you get stuck, that's the failure. That's the gold. You identify that specific gap in your knowledge, you go back to the book to fill it, and then you do it all over again. You're basically forcing yourself to fail and correct yourself every few minutes. It is so powerful.
Our third principle is another one of these paradoxes that's going to totally change how you approach learning. Get this. To learn fast, you actually have to learn slow. I know, it sounds totally wrong, but stick with me here.
This chart about learning to cook makes it so clear. Look, if you try to learn 5 different skills all at once, your progress on each one is tiny. But if you spend that same amount of time just mastering one single skill, the improvement is massive. By slowing down and just focusing on one thing at a time, you actually get to mastery way faster overall.
And this is not just for cooking, you guys. This applies to literally everything. Learning a new sport? Master one fundamental movement. Getting better at chess? Just master one opening to start. Want to be a better public speaker? Just focus on one thing, like pausing and clarity, before you worry about anything else. Master one step at a time.
And now for the final piece of this whole puzzle. And honestly, this is the foundation. It's what holds everything else together. It's all about your mindset.
We're talking about something called a growth mindset. It's that real deep down belief that you can improve, that you can figure things out, no matter where you're starting from. It's the mindset that looks at failure and doesn't see an end point, it just sees a data point.
And you know what the best part is? This isn't some new skill you have to go out and learn. You are already an expert at this. You have been using a growth mindset your entire life, even if you didn't call it that. Need proof? Here it is. You weren't born knowing how to do any of this stuff.
You learned to walk. You fell down 1,000 times, but you got back up. You learned to talk. You stumbled over words, but you figured it out. You already have the blueprint for learning unbelievably complex skills from scratch. So why on earth would this new thing be any different?
But here's the thing. If you want to go from just learning something to truly mastering it, just putting in the effort isn't quite enough. It's about total immersion. It has to be the thing you think about in the shower, the thing you're mulling over before you go to bed. If you're really serious, you need to be obsessed. That, right there, is the mindset of a master.
So let's bring all these incredible ideas together into one simple formula, your complete toolkit for learning anything faster. Here it is, your secret formula. First, you use the 80-20 rule to focus only on what truly matters. Second, you fail fast, using those failures as a powerful tool to learn. Third, you embrace that weird paradox of learning slowly so you can master skills faster. And finally, you anchor all of it with a rock-solid growth mindset.
Look, these aren't just tips, okay? This is a formula for making your success pretty much inevitable. It's about focusing on what matters, mastering one step at a time, and truly believing in your own power to grow. So, the only question left is, now that you have the formula, what are you going to master?